is up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. I'm back here at Tampa Honda, walking around trying to figure out what am I going to do next. Of course, if we're at a Honda dealership, we're going to do this is the 2019 Honda Ridgeline. This one is near the top of the trim level. It's an RTLE with the all-wheel drive. But let's just talk a little bit of history. Honda has been in the pickup truck game for a little bit more than 10 years. They came out on the scene all the way in 2006, believe it or not. It was unveiled 2005, hit the showrooms like Tampa Honda back in 2006. The trucks were different. They are different. And they offer certain functionality, certain accessories, and certain abilities that a lot of other trucks don't. And it's quite interesting because, you know, is it a full size? Is it a mid-size? Where does this really fit into the game? Standard, the truck's front wheel drive, but like I said, you could get it just like this one sits all-wheel drive. Let's take a look at this 2019 Honda Ridgeline. You can see how Honda is blending in their family of design. The front of it, from the headlight housing all the way across the grille area, it really blends in well with their Odyssey, with the Honda Pilot. Large Honda emblem. The reason why these things are getting bigger and bigger is not to show off the bling bling, it's to hide all the radar and sensory technology that is going to work with the adaptive cruise control, the lane keep assist, all that great stuff is housed nicely right in there. I love this deep scarlet, almost like a purplish color, beautiful metallic underneath this Tampa, Florida sun. And then I think it was very smart to break it up with some flat black and then a nice silver down here where you have your fog lamps and whatnot. I am gonna zonk this fog light area. I wish they would have done something a little bit different with the design because it kind of looks a little too plasticky compared to what you'd find on other trucks, especially from the American brands. But I do like this design that they put into the lower lip area. Almost makes it look like a brush guard, but this is not your metal brush guard, nor is this any type of truck that's going to be something for full all-wheel drive off-roading. But it is something that's a great option for so many people that want that truck usability without some of the other stuff that comes with a truck. Love what they did with the hood. The reason why is you got these two nice peaks on each side and then a center raise, and it's really awesome how they were able to do a gradual increase in the raise of the design. Gives the truck some personality, better than just a flat slab of hood there. So I really like that touch. As we wrap it around, I think it's so smart the way they took that flat black, brought it around the wheel well, and then here is our wheel option. Brushed aluminum, that darker gray color, very, very nice look. Just enough, if you're wondering, well, what is the size of this wheel? 18-inch wheel. 18-inch wheel. The design could be a little bit more exciting, but remember, at the end of the day, they are trying to keep costs within a certain parameter. If you go with some of the other truck manufacturers, there's a larger variety of wheels, but it fits the car just fine, especially with the pinstriping that's done. But as we work our way, gloss black with, I'm so glad they brought that paint in. Now, gloss black looks great. I don't know if over time, if this is gonna take a real big beating. Where the heck are the turn signals? I wish there were some LED turn signals in here, just to bring it up to that level of lots of the other vehicles that you see on the road. Go into the four-door cab design. I like the way they brought some nice chrome treatment into the door handle, into this top portion of the door. And then there's a very distinctive body line that starts right about here and works its way all the way back into the bed. I think it was very smart the way they brought the chrome into the back portion of the door. Now, if you're wondering, what is this white here? This comes off. When the trucks get shipped, they put certain materials over the truck to make sure that it's protected. But very, very nice size bed, and just really like how there's that black again, comes around to the rear. And then really here's where Honda has done something different that not a lot of other trucks can do. So very clean tailgate. I love that, just a simple Honda badge. There's our all-wheel drive. Flat black on the bumper, very nice touch. Really with the extra chrome, this one obviously is set up to be able to tow with the tow package on it. When we drop the tailgate, you have a good sized bed, but here's where I want to show you some things. I'm going to put this back up. Can your truck do this? What? Yes, so with this truck, you have the usability of opening up this tailgate any which way you want to. Can your Ford do that? Can your Chevy do that? I don't think so. Here's some other niceties going on. So I'm gonna come around and swing over here and let Tom show off the inside of the tailgate. You have some nice metal hooks, 2 at the back, 2 at the front. And what's smart is up here at the front, they got 1 up top and they have 1 down low, because they know, Honda engineers know what you're tying down. As we work over to here, let me show you this. This is really neat. So we're gonna open this up and then flip it down. You have a power source. And when I say power source, this is the ultimate tailgate accessory. You could plug a TV in, you could plug a fan in, you could plug a blender, you could plug a microwave, you could plug just about anything into this and have a tailgate party like no other. So that's just another extra touch. I'm gonna zonk it because I wish it didn't have these little turn knobs here. I know it's a little cumbersome because I'm on the other side of the truck bed, but I would like to just see a simple handle. Does it really need to be that complicated? If you thought we were done with the back of the truck, we're not. Get ready, because Honda brought this out all the way back in 2006. You see this part right here? You see that? That means it's lockable. Watch this. Open it up. Look at the storage. This is Honda smart engineering. Tons of storage. And another thing, you see this sucker right here? That's a drain plug. That means when you're having your tailgate, you could fill the back of this thing up with your favorite beverages, fully chilled in a nice environment. Very, very nicely done. Keep it cool, and then when all that ice melts, do you have to do the bucket brigade with your kids? No. You pull the drain plug out, and down she goes. Very nice touch, very nice finishes. Another thing that this one has, which we're gonna show you when we get to the inside, is you have outdoor tailgate speakers as well. So what about that? Let's go ahead and check out underneath the hood of this Honda Ridgeline. All right, guys, here we are. Hood is popped in the 2019 Honda Ridgeline. This one, like I said, all-wheel drive. We're gonna zonk it right off the bat. You know why? Because I burnt my fingers on this thing and on the hood. So when you're opening up the hood, you're gonna have to be very careful on a bright sunny day after the truck's been running where you're gonna place your hand, because we have the good old-fashioned hood prop. I'm shocked that there's not hood struts on this thing. Underneath, it's a sea of plastic. Believe it or not, there is an engine underneath that plastic cover, so I'm not really digging that, but it is a Honda, and how many people really are showcasing underneath the hood of their Ridgeline? But at the end of the day, that's a 3.5 liter V6, 280 horsepower. You're looking at, in the city, MPGs, 19, on the highway, 26. If you're gonna drag race your Ridgeline, you're looking at 0 to 60 in about 6.6 seconds. It can tow up to 5,000 pounds, and it has a payload of 1,468 pounds that you could put in the back of this truck. I really think with the 5.3 foot bed, that 6-speed automatic transmission, the V6 with the 280 horsepower, this could slot in nicely into your garage for having a truck with that truck usability, but having some other features that you're just not gonna find in a truck. Let's go ahead and fire up this V6 and see what it sounds like. All right, guys, here we are in the Honda Ridgeline, 2019 Honda Ridgeline. If you're wondering MSRP, what is this at? Guess what? It's pretty price competitive. $42,996, the way that you see this one sitting. Remember, this is almost the top trim level. There's just one more. Let's check out the door panels. I like the way they broke up the colors. You have some tasteful tan with the black leather on the armrest. You have some contrast stitching. I like the gloss black that they brought into the trim, and also on top of the door panel by the base of the window, very soft, just like a baby's behind. As we transition into the interior, very soft material on the dash here, and that's what's smart, is it goes from the door to the dash, very soft material, that gloss black, just enough to where you're not gonna be touching it like too crazy and getting your fingerprints. And then I'm really digging this infotainment center stack layout. So here we are in home. Of course, you're gonna have navigation easy to use, it's fairly quick. There's our truck bed audio. Remember how I was telling you that? So you actually can do the sound out the back of the truck in the bed. That's genius. But very nice font, very nice color, very easy to use. You have dual climate, that makes sense. You want it warmer, you hit up on the tab. If you want colder, you hit low. I like that. Simple to use. Easy AC controls. Then you're going to have your heated seats. I wish these were ventilated. Not ventilated. So that's going to be a zonk. But down here, where there's no zonks to be had. You have a USB jack. You have your 12 volt. You have a wonderful area to put your phone or whatever other device that you have. I like the gloss black trim. 2 cup holders. There's that, what's going to be powering that 6-speed automatic transmission. And then a wonderful, they started to switch this design. At first, I was like, where's my armrest? But you know what? It makes sense because it really clears up this area. But I personally would like an armrest here on the center console, but very deep, more USB, another power outlet, and I like the way it slides. Very, very convenient, very nice look. The seats, love the material, soft as can be. I like the perforated center in the back. I like the stitching material, and they really hold you well. I'm 6 feet tall, 200 pounds, really holds me well. The thing I don't really like is this thing. This is why I'd just rather have a standard armrest. This is like, okay, too low, so then you got to ratchet, and then you keep ratcheting it, and then you keep going, so then you're all jacked up. So one thing, some people love these captain arm style chair ornaments. I'm not really a big fan, but it is what it is. And then you have a nice size sunroof. Now, it would be nice, panoramic, but guess what? At a $42,000, $43,000 price point, I think this really slots in nicely. Push button start. Why don't you come on over this side and I'll show you the business end behind the wheel of the Ridgeline. All right, guys, business time. I like the seat. Full electric assist here. Makes sense. As we come in, nice size steering wheel. What I think is ingenious is I like the little bit of gloss black. I'm glad they didn't go with some kind of flat silver. Buttons have a really nice feel. Why don't they put these on other Honda products? I have no idea. Really easy to get to. Steering wheel heater. I know in Florida I'm going to use that a lot. Not really. And then into the dash, smart, simple, easy to read. You have the tachometer on the left, analog. You have an analog coolant gauge and fuel gauge. Digital speedo at the top. I know Tom loves that word. And then if you look, there's a button here on the center console. You actually can go through your intelligent traction management. So you have normal, snow, mud, and sand. And what's really cool is that the graphics, look at that. Santa Claus is coming to town. Oh no, I hope I don't get stuck in the mud. And now we're in the Sahara. So it's cool that they actually took the image of the truck and then also threw in some of that off-road terrain to give you a nice visual. So that is really nice that they did that. Here's another one for the tree-hugging fans out there. You even have an econ button. No, this is not economics. Don't have a flashback to your senior year of high school. This is, you put this on, tells you econ mode is on, and obviously it's going to turn you back some better MPGs. But overall, love the fit and finish, love the space. Let's go check out the back seat. All right, guys, here we are, back seat time. Now, if you're wondering, is that door all the way open to the back? Yes, it is. I'm gonna zonk that. It's a little tight. I wish it would open up just a little bit more, but guess what? Once you shimmy past the plastic, leather, and sheet metal, and you're inside, very comfortable. 6 feet tall, tons of headroom. I like the way they went tan on the headliner as well. Gives it a nice open, airy feel. I like the material back here. Let's talk about the command center for the kids. They got the rear AC controls. You got a nice little slot where you can rest your phone, and then some USB usability. That's smart. Here's another smart part. I like the way they wrap the whole seat in leather. I know for some, they say, hey, the plastic's better because it protects when your kids are kicking it. Well, first of all, tell them to stop kicking the seat. Second of all, it's going to get scratched. At least with this, it's not going to get scratched. I guess you could tear the leather, but it just looks like a more finished product. Nice pocket there so they could put their books that they don't read in that slot. And then just really like the overall use. You have a wonderful large, this thing is large and in charge, armrest, 2 cup holders, another space for something. Maybe you could put some peanuts or some raisins, maybe some trail mix in there. Just don't fold it back. Make sure they eat it. And then here's probably one of my favorite parts. If you are the type of person where you need to store some stuff in this back area, watch this. Honda has you covered. You pull up on this, Voila, look at that. Then you can slide in whatever you need to. Obviously this seat would go up. I'm sitting on it, but it will go up as well. And then when you're done, watch this. Slow motion. Locks in. That's what I'm talking about. That's Honda engineering. And to wrap it off, you have a nice power sliding rear window. Not very large, but we'll see when we take it for a test drive if we could see out of the back of that little slice of glass in the rear of the truck. But let's go ahead and hit the road. All right, guys, we're leaving Tampa Honda. We're in the 2019 Honda Ridgeline. Remember, this one has the all-wheel drive. Very easy to navigate through, that is for sure. Very smooth, that V6. Not a lot of fuss, not a lot of noise. Let me get it out of econ mode. I'm not really into economics right now, but it shows econ modes off. Remember, we have that button down here by the shifter, which you could go through the different selections based off of what your traction is going to be, whether it's going through snow or sand, sleet, rain, a monsoon. They have all these different options, a hurricane. Nice size screen. And you know what? It's surprising because every time I get into one of these Hondas, I think that because the screen is angled towards the windshield, there's going to be a lot of glare. There isn't. It's actually glare free, which is shocking. And of course we have the sunroof open because that's where the GoPro is mounted. But very nicely done. Easy to understand AC. I could look at it and I could say, okay, I'm in low. If I want it warmer, then I just go ahead and tap up on the switch there. Very, very smart. Like the navigation. I like the way it shows gas stations, banks, all that good information that you need to know. I have that clear digital speedometer, the tachometer, great visibility. Let me adjust the mirror a little bit more. Out that sliver of a back window, visibility is actually really good. And that's the thing is that it's one thing to look at these vehicles in magazines and another thing to watch Raiti's rides, which I thank you for doing that. But also it's important to get down to places like Tampa Honda and see Christian and take one of these for a spin because they're going to surprise you. Overall, seat is very comfortable. Tom and I have voted, we debated. These captain's armchair type armrests we don't like. The problem is that even when you get the proper height, which is a little annoying with the ratcheting feature, your right arm is closer to your body than your left arm when you're using the armrest on the door. And for me, that just spells uncomfortable. I wish there was just a regular armrest so that I could feel even on both sides. But the steering wheel is great. Seats are as soft as can be. Would be nice to have that ventilated option, especially at this price point. This isn't the top trim level, but being the RTL-E, this is right at the top, but yet still no ventilated seats. But they are heated, so if you really want to get a tan on your bottom, I guess you could turn on the seat heater, especially in Florida here, where you can see it's a very, very sunny day. Truck is smooth. Truck feels like a car, feels like an SUV. And I think that's what Honda intended. And that's why if you're not a quote-unquote truck person, you don't need a dually or a Super Duty or some 4x4 lifted truck. This really slots in nicely so that you don't have to go the Toyota Tacoma route. You don't have to go the Ford Ranger route. You're getting a lot more room for the same amount of money. And this thing being the ultimate tailgate truck, you have all that great usability out in the bed. Besides just putting stuff in it, you could turn that into a tailgater's paradise. So that's really wonderful at your next baseball game, football game, or if you're just in the middle of nowhere and you want to stop and have something to eat and play some tunes and get into the cooler underneath the bed. I like that. The truck, very smooth. It shifts almost like there's nothing even happening. One place I'm gonna zonk it is I still don't understand why all vehicles can't have frameless mirrors, especially in a Honda product. You would think that's something that they would want immediately. You are gonna get your full plethora of all your safety features, which is really nice. And I'm telling you, this armrest on the door, why can't they put this material in the Civic Type R or the Civic Si? Because it is a pleasure
Like, it's almost like an honor to be able to rest my elbow on this armrest. That's how nice it feels. All right, guys, we're driving down in the Ridgeline. Let me go ahead and just give you a little bit of an acceleration. When you step on the gas, 6-speed does its work, drops down. The engine is a little noisy, the V6, but it does drop down fairly quickly and start building speed. Like I said, with the all-wheel drive, you're going to be planted, and this thing really feels like a car in a good way. It feels like you're driving an SUV. So if you wanted a truck, but yet you don't want the overall truck feel and experience, I think this one is a great option. And with all those extra features that you're not going to find on any of the other mid-size trucks, because like I said, this thing, it's a full-size / mid-size. It's like in its own category. All right, guys, we're driving down. I really like the way that the blind spot monitoring shows up on the inside of the windows, which is really nice, not on the outside where the mirrors are. So that's a really nice touch. Brakes feel good. The way it rides very smooth, very comfortable. I even like the area where you have a small cup holder on the door. It's ingenious. It's not all the way down near the bottom, which is a nice touch. Let's go ahead and I'll show you a little bit of acceleration. Overall, the truck pulls great. The transmission, that 6-speed, drops down very quickly. And like I said, 0 to 60 in less than 7 seconds for a truck this size is pretty good at the end of the day. All right, guys, let me show you how easy it is to make a U-turn in the Ridgeline. Piece of cake. Really, really nice. Really like how simple it is to drive. I really think that's the word of the day with this truck, is just ease of use. Very easy to use, very easy to live with, and you just have all that usability, which is amazing. All right, guys, from a dead stop, I get on the gas. Shifts are very crisp, not super fast, but quick enough to where it's getting you going. It's not a lot of racket. You hear the V6 doing its work. The all-wheel drive is doing its work, getting the traction down, and just really just comfortable, great truck to be driving around in everyday city life. Or if you live out in the country, this is another usable truck. The only issue is off-road capability. This is not going to be able to compete with a Ranger with 4x4 or TRD Pro Tacoma. That's not the intentions of this truck. If you understand the purpose of this truck, you can appreciate it and have all the great usability. But we're going to go ahead and get back to Tampa Honda. Hopefully this was enough to let you know what the Ridgeline is all about, and we'll see you back in a split second. All right, guys, been a wonderful day with the Ridgeline here at Tampa Honda. Definitely got to give a huge thank you to Christian, John, and everybody here at the dealership. If you're interested in a Honda, definitely give Christian a call. He is a Raiti's Rides fan and supporter, and he will definitely take care of you like no other. But if these are the types of vehicles you like to see on Raiti's Rides, leave a comment in that comment section. If you're just visiting and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you. Thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. Thank you for your support. Check out my different forms of social media. You know what they're called. All Raiti's Rides original content all the time. If you want some merch, hit that link in the description. Takes you right to Spreadshirt. And then finally, Big Guns McGee. He's thinking about right now getting some food, some protein, some chicken. Hopefully he kills the chicken first and then eats it. But hey, he's hungry, so we're going to get him fed. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.